about before.
All right,
It's
we're
gonna be
gonna get into
$60.
this. Should you force clients to be on a weekly mowing schedule?
Now. And you know what they're going to say? You know what? Let's go ahead and just pause our service for now. It's not growing very much. How about I just give you a call when we need service next time? That's what's going to happen. So what you want to do is upfront is explain your expectations. Make it where they're.
So he basically saying, let them know both prices up front, so it's not no explaining, no one trying to woo 'em on the service a second time. Give them condition. That's what I'm getting.
So if a customer comes to you on the phone, is like, hey, I've got to cancel because of price, I can't afford it, whatever it might be, you get the solution, which is, hey, I can save you money every single month. Okay. So definitely all pros and cons to think about. I actually charge all the same. People just seem to expect it where I'm from. Just I thought the same thing. I always thought like, man, even $5 more per cut. Like I would do 50 and 55. Like it was crazy. And literally when I changed to 50% more, I've never like no one batted an eye. It was crazy. And it made sense to people in terms of just pricing like 50% more. You could always just say that if people ever asked.
I'm guessing they saying if since you come in less, you should charge a little bit more because what if they call you back and it's grew longer, so you got to mow it twice as much. So that's why you want to incorporate that charge where it seems like a better deal to get the bi-weekly or the weekly instead of the bi-weekly because the bi-weekly was cheaper than the weekly. Yeah, I think I said that right. Or vice versa. Definitely said that right, huh?
It was just standard across the board. It does take longer, Zeke. You're right. It is written in the original quote. Sean, that's a great start. I really think you can charge 50%. If you want, again, if you want to convince people to go to weekly, you can charge 50%. I was in your same shoes, believing that $5 and $10 more per cut was going to be like a big differentiator for customers. Sometimes that's what gathers people's attention. What's cool is the franchisees, instead of having to design this themselves, they can just change the hourly rate right here. So if they in your market, it was like, oh, it's 18 to 22. That's kind of like on average because of P for P, pay for performance. You can just change it right here, go next, and just print it right off here. And this is like from Vistaprint. We create like a special thing for the franchisees. We can order directly through them. They get free shipping on orders over $50, and they give us, I think, about 30% discount. At least that's what they say. I think it's more around 25. But anyways, that's what.
So he even going it on Vistaprint too. But we might just definitely try to get a mascot off Vistaprint as well.
Per square foot per pavers. Again, really depends on your market, really depends on your efficiency. Remember, your dollar per hour that you earn for a job comes down mostly to the efficiency of your crew. Because if I can charge $80 per hour for a job, and it can take me 10.
Not really saying that right there.
To view subscriber count is very low. We need to improve this. All it takes is a little tap. All right. Bammer 444. Hey, Mike. Not sure if this was asked. Beat them on price instead of trying to beat them on the numbers, which you will never do because there's always someone that can do it cheaper. Always. There's always someone that's willing to go cheaper, do less value to the customer, not have a website, not have good trucks, not have decals in their truck, not be insured, pay their employees under the table, run bad equipment, run unsafe work conditions. There's always someone willing to go cheaper. What you've got to focus on is value. We've talked about this 100 times, but if I can ingrain this into you, everything would be worth it. A transaction takes place when value is slightly higher than price. All right? If value is slightly higher than price, this is like a balance. If value is slightly higher than price, transaction takes place. In the mind of the customer, the perceived value. Now, if the value is lower than the price, transaction does not take place. Customer is not willing to part with their money for said product or service. Now, there's two ways to make a transaction take place. Either one, lower the price, and immediately your value is higher.
That's a
or
25 cut.
focus on raising the value. Okay. That's why lawn care web design exists. Building a great website is so fundamental to standing out from
That's
all
what
the
we try
guys
to
who
do
are
here.
picking people up from home.
That's what we try to do here. Oh man. That's why we try to do it more for calls.
Home Depot are paying them under the table and have all those other things, and they are in a race to the bottom.
Bro, I know he didn't
Okay.
just say picking
By
them
the
up
way,
at
for the
Home
two people who
Depot.
signed up
Bro, what's
for
up?
lawn care web design yesterday,
Wait, how old this is? 2 years ago. He could get canceled for that shit now.
thank you very much. I appreciate the support. I need it right now because we just hired 2 more people for media to be able to give more content out for all of you, and I appreciate your support. But James, stop trying to compete on price. It's a and all the rest of it. No, when it comes to equipment, I want to have my equipment working, and I want to make sure it's brand new. That's just me. Now, if there was a mower that had 100 hours or less, maybe I might fiddle with that in my mind. But in my experience, I'd rather buy it new, have a warranty, and it's one of those things.
I'm in the same boat right there. Just gonna buy that.
Things like, for example, a truck might break down. If you get a good truck, it shouldn't break down, but maybe once every 5 years. Like if you do good maintenance and things, but a mower that's been abused, or like the spindles are off, or something's been finagled with the the wires, literally you could have a breakdown every week, right? And that just costs a lot in terms of inefficiencies. The first house I hung a door hanger on, the guy threw it and went back inside. So I hate doing this. Oh man, you got to get over that fear of failure, and that get focused on upselling them. Upsell them bark mulch and trimming bushes and leaf cleanup. Plus equipment plus taxes. Yeah, that's a pretty good formula that you have right there. You're getting pretty close on that. In terms of overhead, some people would consider things like equipment costs as overhead, but just depends on how you look at it. But yeah, I know that video. I know which one you're talking about. It has a lot of views compared to a lot of my other videos, and it is a little bit old, a little outdated. I could probably make it a little bit better. Ideas for algorithms for total property square footage pricing for the office to measure and quote with an in-person property visit. So Google.
Well, he said it right there. Google most of the information and everything else. That was it on this one. I didn't really catch none of these popping in the episode. I was just gonna keep y'all update on these type of videos when I sit down and watch them. I guess I'll just let y'all.
All right, so this is an edge mow and blow. You might,
join
if this
them
property
too.
looks familiar, it's because it was actually on a video I did like a year and a half, 2 years ago with Josh. We were doing like 10 estimates in a day, and we brought you guys along for the ride. So obviously,
But since
the now, if you're gonna give me a lot of
working,
flack over the fact that our lawns don't look beautiful and they're not perfect and there's not flower beds and gardens, and hey, look, we don't discriminate against what type of money you give us. As long as it's green and it goes in the bank, it makes the numbers go up, I'm happy. And if they're willing to pay, I'm willing to take it. So here we go. We got 37 minutes on this one.
Thinking $500 a day. Please guys hide the price lawn care.
All your business needs, one single platform. Go to Wix.com and get a robust.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Andes, Landscape Business Course. Today I'm in a very different environment, but today we're talking about lawn care, we're talking about landscaping on budgeted hours. We've talked about that before, but today what your average cost per hour for an employee is. So if I'm on average paying $15 per hour to my employees, I better be charging the customer at least $45 per hour. Now, if you're in a more expensive market like where I'm at, where the average price to have an employee is at least 20 bucks an hour on average, then you should be charging at least $60 per man hour when you're on the job. Now, some people ask, well, what about lawn care per hour you're charging the customer on site? Your hourly rate should actually be more for mowing and for maintenance when you have a multiple stop route. But again, as a rule of thumb, you want your average payroll per hour, if it's $15, $20 per hour that you pay your guys per hour, you want that to be approximately 1/3 of the cost that you charge the customer. If you have to pay someone $15 per hour
You better
and
be
to come
bringing
work for you,
45.
but you're charging the customer $35 per hour, I'd highly recommend getting your prices to at least $45 per hour.
Okay,
Another
that
quick
makes more
measuring tool to see if
Three
you
exit.
need to raise your hourly rate is what percentage of your revenue goes towards labor. If that's over 40%, you really need to start thinking about raising your prices or starting to consider whether or not your guys are efficient average lot size. So if you're hauling around a 20-foot trailer with two massive 52-inch zero
Alright, that's
turns
why we wanna
and a
hit
crew of 3
the
guys,
top
start pricing, and has no bit more than 30 fee, or what we call the E fee, comes into place, where you
But y'all can try to look at this video. I'm just skimming through it. to see
per
some
hour
points.
charge, so it's $150 is really your minimum charge or dump trailer of debris, and so that every single time you for your business. Now the last time, massive range of materials. I know there's a massive range. Today I did not want to create controversy. My position here is to get you to start thinking about these numbers and giving you some.
Alright, catch y'all on the next one. Kingdom My Family TV out. We're gonna try to get some of these flowers. I'm probably print out some more so you can cut this out.